see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game.
What's going on, people? Famous Sam here from level1gamer.com, man. Congratulations, you guys leveled up to 139. This is the Double XP podcast. What a day, right? Not a lot of day for gaming. World events, right? You know, we're not going to get political, nothing like that, but world events, an amazing day. But we're going to get to the game, get to the topics, as we normally do. We're going to start with the introductions. The man with the clamps. Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? It's a wonderful Wednesday. Glad to be here. We got a guest with us who we're not allowed to call him by the name. He's told us to just simply refer to him as the artist formerly known as Roman. So we should have a good show for y'all. There's interesting things going on in the gaming news world. So we'll got a little bit of tidbits to pick on, but knowing us, we'll probably get sidetracked by something and just end up cracking jokes for an hour. So hopefully y'all enjoy and we'll have a good time.
Next up, my right hand man, the floor hugger with the hard R.
Annyeonghaseyo, Yerabun. How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? We're gonna talk about some games, maybe a little movie thing or two, and I hope you guys tweet out the stream, show some love, and we'll be paying attention to the chat, so don't be foolish in there, y'all.
I ain't paying attention. No, I'm playing. Yeah, we are. Next up, DALLAZ. Man, he's playing too much. He playing too much, bro.
Man, say, what's happening? I already know it's about to be funny. It's always some nonsense and tomfoolery in this mug. And we got Hugger in here pretending to be in censor mode, which she know she ain't got no sense and we don't either.
Factuals.
And plus, here come I'm trying to remember what it was you just said. I just thought it was funny as hell. What was it you just said, Snips, like just a second ago? Gosh darn it, I can't remember. I feel like I'm gonna interrupt.
How we act a fool all the time?
Nah, it was something else. It was
how we just gotta call Roman and not any of his internet names.
Please don't.
But your internet names be hidden. I'm not even gonna lie. The point I'm making is I already know it's about to be some nonsense. Just strictly off of how we found you and the names that we found you by.
I'm gonna keep it clean, man. I'm gonna keep it safe, you know.
Sorry, man.
Just as long as we don't keep it boring, I'm ready. Let's get it.
No matter what, my martini's delicious, so I'm along for the ride. I'm down.
Hey.
Last but not least, Demi. Roman in the building. What's going on, fam?
What's good, y'all? My name's Roman. I make a little bit of music. I play a lot of games. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Oh, in the chat already. Look at Hustle. Is that Hustle? Yes, indeed. Yes, it is. We can't say it.
Which
we promise.
Wait, okay. Knowing that we were gonna have Roman as our guest today, all right, it wasn't but 20-30 minutes ago that Demi messaged us saying he can't make it tonight and he's going to be in the comments. So my theory still stands that Demi is somehow Glizzy. Now,
who?
The voices sound different. The voices sound different, I know, okay? But I'm pretty sure he hired somebody to just read off a teleprompter for him.
Wait, didn't Demi want to be a voice actor, though?
The Glickendo. Let's
Oh my
go.
goodness.
Yo, it all makes sense. That's
Why
what's
people never
Conspiracy
come back.
theories are going max right now. We're gonna see
Yo.
YouTube videos about this tomorrow.
Because I knew it was something weird. I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't
That's
quite
so
do it. I
funny.
knew it was a reason that he sent the picture of DJ Envy and not himself. I was trying to figure it out. I couldn't,
Oh,
I couldn't remember what it was.
Roman. Here's the test right here, Roman. Roman.
Everything's just like-
D-
Yeah, what's up?
Here's the test. Does she have to be to something to do something?
Oh my god.
do you like women and wine?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, all right, Demi.
Ignore them.
Yeah, all right,
Only Demi
Demi.
would say it.
Right?
Only Demi would say that.
I'm not
Right.
sure how to answer that.
Is she a lady? Is she under 180? Like, we need to know. Like, yo, as we do, we're gonna have some fun tonight. The meme box is on the fritz. Don't blame me. Blame OBS and Discord. So no meme box tonight, unfortunately. But you guys know how we do. We're gonna be in and out of here within an hour, so you guys can enjoy the rest of your day. But we're gonna talk about some gaming topics, a little bit of movie stuff. But we're gonna start with gaming, right? So the newest rumors going around that's starting to pick up steam for people who are, let's say, respected in the leaker / insider world, right? So we know how Microsoft, as of today, has not completed the purchase of Bethesda, but the Bethesda deal is coming. $7.5 billion for ZeniMax, which gives them, Bethesda, Machine Games, Arcane Studios. It goes on and on and on. Rumor has it that Microsoft isn't done. Not only are they not being done, they're not done with big studio acquisitions, because the rumor has it that Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are currently opening up their wallets to buy more studios. So I want to get the panel suggestions on a couple of things. Number one, what do you guys think about this apparent arms race that's going on between these gaming companies? Number two, if you could think of a company, because I have one in my mind I think it'd be perfect for Microsoft. You guys could think of a company that'd be good for Microsoft to pick up. Who would it be? I'm gonna start with our guest tonight. Roman.
I mean, Sega's pretty close to my heart. I know what you guys are gonna say. Everybody kind of says Sega, but like I just kind of feel like the place that Sega's in right now, they'd be relatively cheap. You know what I mean? And just given Sega's history with Microsoft, it seems like that would make a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? With the number of IP they have and stuff like that. But yeah, when I kind of think about this, I know what Microsoft was talking about when they said they didn't see Sony as their competition.
Google
You know what I mean?
and
Like,
Amazon.
It's like because they just can't afford to do this, and now it's not about the box anymore. It's about streaming. So they really have to start looking at these companies that are kind of, like your Ubisofts and stuff like that that are still big. They're big enough to be relevant, but they're small enough to be purchasable and stuff like that. And I could see Microsoft eyeing a lot of these companies just to keep Amazon and Google from getting them. So I could see Ubisoft or Sega possibly getting looked at right now.
Dallas, before you give the company you can see Microsoft picking up, like, what are your thoughts on this arms race? Like, do you think this is bad for gaming that you got companies like a Microsoft, like a Google, like an Amazon, who can do whatever they want? If you want the money, they have it. There is no number that they can't say, yeah, we'll. I mean, of course, there's budget, stuff like that, but these three companies can pretty much buy up everything if they truly wanted to.
Yes and no. No, yes, because if it was like two, let's say there was only two companies, I'd be a little scared. Because somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose at that point. Once it gets narrowed down, somebody's got to be the one on top. Pause. But if there's more than that, I think competition is a good thing. Fight for it. Fight for my love. Why not? That being said, I think it's been an arms race for a minute. Like it's been like that. We're not seeing nothing new now that we've been seeing for the last, let's say, 5 years. That being said, I think studio wise, just being a gamer who likes the stuff that they like, studio wise, what I would want to see them do, and I know this is a fantasy, but I, even though I know this studio has um been acquired. Oh, am I too low? I got you. Hold up. Even though I know the studio has been acquired, and they do have plans for their games, I want to see Microsoft go and grab Telltale and reconstruct it.
We be on the same page, bro.
Like I really want to see that happen. I want to go see them grab up Telltale, reconstruct it, and oh, am I still too low?
No. You should be good now. No, you're good. I think that message came in after you raised it up.
Oh, I did.
I was gonna say, didn't they already get Telltale? But I'm thinking about Double Fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the greatest pickups I think they could have gotten too. Like, but I want to see them do that. However, y'all got enough studios. I want to see them put this money into projects, like legit, tangible projects. And if I had to choose one, it's gonna sound weird, but it's not that weird when you think about it. I want to see them do Microsoft, some sort of Microsoft VR. I want to see them go get a buttload of VR titles to put on Game Pass, and you should be able to run it on any Microsoft product you can run it on. So if you have it, say you already have Oculus or something, you should be able to run those things through your hardware on your PC. I think that would be fire. Like, we need to see. We already don't have any real competition for PSVR.
Nope.
And like, not that we really need it right now, but I think it would be a fire move.
You think mixed reality could be done cheap enough, like right now? Because they're kind of doing the mixed stuff more so than the just VR.
I think that'd be more of a gimmick.
I don't think virtual reality is at a point to where we can rely on mixed reality as a true form of gaming. I don't really think that VR is quite there yet. I know it's becoming more popular, but it's not like I have a PSVR and that thing's been. I haven't used it in a year. I don't know if it's one person, but I just don't see.
When you
mixed.
did use it, what did you play? When you did use it, you had games, right?
Just yeah.
Imagine if Half-Life Alyx was available on PSVR, you would have played it.
Yeah.
Imagine if Hitman VR will be playable on there. But just imagine if everything that's playable that you could pick up, say in your Steam library, was playable on the VR that you have on your console. And I'm not saying it has to be Steam exactly. I'm just saying you could grab a bunch of already made VR games. There's not that many AR games that aren't literally just gimmicks. But there are VR games out there that are games, even though they're smaller experiences. So yeah, I think it would be a fire move for them to have some sort of proprietary VR headset and control, and grab a bunch of games up. And I know there's people making them. Our homies Phaser Lock. We talked to them not all that long ago. That
no, actually, that was like 2 years ago now, man.
Oh dang,
bro! Not having PAX this year, sucks.
It feels like yesterday, man. It's crazy.
Pretty wild.
But yeah, their game would be perfect for something like this.
Their game was dope.
There's plenty of people out here developing for it. There's plenty of games already existing that would fit that mold perfectly.
I feel like Microsoft is waiting for like VR streaming tech where you could just stream the game to your VR goggles, so the VR headset itself doesn't have to be like super big. I think that's what they're waiting for, but I don't know. That's just a personal thought.
Hugger,
I'm bringing up VR as a.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is the last thing. I'm bringing up VR as an example, but the whole overall point that I'm making is that I think that money would be better spent going into tangible projects.
I get what you're saying, 100%. But as we know right now, every studio is accounted for like they've already announced they're working on a game. So I mean, it's to be seen, right? Or whether or not those are good games, whether those are high quality or quote unquote Game Pass filler, But I get what you said 100%. But Hug, I'm gonna get your thoughts on the arm race, the upcoming arm race or the ongoing arm race between now Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Now we're hearing that Microsoft just bought ZeniMax, or in the process of buying ZeniMax, and not one person is thinking that's not going to go through, and they're already looking at their next big purchase. We think about that being good or bad for the industry, and also if we get an announcement next week that Microsoft bought a studio, like who in your mind you think would be a good studio for them to pick up if they're going to continue just buying up whoever wants to, not whoever wants to come over, but buying up developers that fit in their portfolio?
I think, like Dallas said, competition is great. The thing we need to watch out for is when the oligarchies start to form, where the very small few have control of a lot. But for right now, it seems like a good thing, and I'm going to be cautious with that because it looks like, from what we've seen so far, Microsoft is letting the studios breathe, letting them do what they want to, but just under the brand of Microsoft, just buying them and being like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. And that's what Microsoft needs to continue to do. This arms race, we've seen it since the early 90s. We've seen it since the Xbox era. I don't think it's anything new. It's just now it's more prevalent because A, we are at home with nothing to do, and B, we're getting billions of dollars thrown around compared to a couple million or a couple 100,000 for studios.
Man, you got more players in the game too, Hugger. You know, you got Tencent buying up everything, THQ Nordic buying up everything. There's a lot more players in the game as well.
Yeah. And for studios to buy, like the dream gamer ideal for me would be they buy Atlas and then drop everything on their Game Pass and PC, put Persona 5 on there, just force that out.
We're gonna have Neo busting a podcast. Somebody say Persona. Big strong ass will come in here. Somebody say Persona.
Like my love, though, I would love for Microsoft to buy BioWare and give them money, reshape them, reforge them to be the studio that they once were.
Should have bought them when they had a chance.
EA, they're suffering.
They should have bought BioWare when they had the chance. Don't know why they kind of dropped the ball there.
Probably didn't have the money, from what I heard.
Microsoft?
When EA, well, they got signed by EA at the end of Mass Effect 3, so that's 8 years ago. This is before they started doing the big acquisitions and stuff.
Yeah, Xbox didn't have the big budget, like the blank check that they pretty much have now.
Exactly. BioWare was the big guy at the time, so they were, from what I've heard, very expensive. And EA was the only ones willing to match them at the time. Now it's probably different. But I don't know, this arms race, keep it going. Let's have some competition. But also let's ship fully finished games instead of half finished games. Remember those days of fully finished games?
Concept.
What's a full?
And I'm not even talking about Cyberpunk. I'm talking about all these games now.
Man, we like day 1 and day 362 patches. We don't want no complete games. Who does that? Snips. What are your thoughts, man, on this? And also, like, do you really see Google and Amazon really diving in, like Microsoft is expecting them to?
I mean, here's the thing about it is, why wouldn't they? They have the funding to. You want to talk about monopolies. You're looking at two of them. Google and Amazon are two of the largest companies that have already dominated e-commerce. Google has everything web search related and everything else related on the internet. These companies are monopolies. There's no getting around it. And the fact that they're expanding into other markets, they're just going to grow larger and larger. It's going to get 20 years from now, Amazon's going to be your only thing for buying anything, playing anything, getting anything delivered. They're just going to own it all, and we're not doing anything to stop it. Is how this is shaking out. So, I mean, I don't know. As a consumer, it's kind of scary just to have that like such few companies have so much control and sway over all the things that we do. But we allow it to happen. That's capitalism at its finest, I guess, if you want to call it that. So my only thing is, because Amazon and Google are such looming threats because of the amount of money they have to throw around, like Dallas was saying earlier, I don't remember what exactly it was in relation to, but you were like, Microsoft's waiting. You ain't got time to wait. if there's something you want to do, you've got the money. Go ahead and do it now. Take the risk, man. Roll the dice. You can afford it if it comes out bad, but you need to be pushing the forefront now if you want any chance of getting as far ahead of these dudes as you can before they start throwing money around and eventually making good decisions. So that's really what it is. I don't understand why Microsoft would wait at this point. You like go out and get it, man. The time is now. So
it's a little shocking to see them searching for studios right after spending $7.4 billion.
It is a little bit strange, yeah, but I mean, you got to do something, man. If you want to take control of this market, like you better do it now.
It's just crazy because
I think we're seeing. Oh, go Papa.
No, I would say if, like Kevin was saying, go now, because if there's anybody that can compete with Microsoft with money whipping, it's Amazon and Google. They can money whip, if not better than Microsoft, right?
But look at
they money long.
Oh snap! Neo Games sparked and jumped in. He heard Persona and jumped in the. I told you. Who said Persona?
Persona.
There would be no Persona slander.
No Persona slander.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hugger.
Look at like the only true competition I've seen for Microsoft is Microsoft itself. Amazon, they have their game stuff. It's pretty good, but their first game launch, Crucible, released beta, went out of beta, went back into beta, and then was canceled. And Google, their Stadia, some people love it. Trevor was telling us how much it actually works, and some people love it. But I think these companies, especially Google, is seeing that I can throw thousands of dollars at something, but it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. I can throw millions of dollars at something, but it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. Microsoft seems to actually care about their studios well. Some of these Amazon and Google not that they don't care. They're coming in as the big boys with all the money, but they don't understand how it works. It'll be interesting to see them feel their way through and refine it, because we know Google has a penchant for killing things off very quickly. There's a website called What Google Killed, and it shows you all the tech that they've killed, some in less than a year.
I'm about to go look it up.
Oh, don't forget about Double Helix. Amazon bought Double Helix, the Killer Instinct devs.
They did. I forgot about that.
And they rebooted Strider also. It was a pretty good Strider reboot they did.
Ooh.
Holy crap!
And,
yeah, it's
killed by Google.
Yeah.
223 things, a bunch of apps, services, and hardware that Google has killed. So I don't know if Google has the attention span, and it's gonna sound bad, attention span to want to focus on the gaming industry if it doesn't give them their immediate returns, it seems. Because I mean, some of this stuff, like the Google Glass, was only a few years old, and they killed it.
They killed that?
Google Glass has been dead for a very long time.
Oh, Hangouts on Air. This podcast started on, like most podcasts, started out on Hangouts on Air. Good times.
Why did they kill that? It seemed like everybody was on that.
Everybody was on that.
I don't get it.
YouTube Gaming, yeah. YouTube Gaming, they killed that?
Yeah.
YouTube Gaming's not a thing? I don't ever use it, but
no.
It's DED. Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Dead. DUD.
Oh yeah, Google Plus.
Wait a minute.
Go through it. There's a whole bunch of things that they.
How many Google Plus friends y'all have?
No,
that wasn't in your phone contact list.
I ain't had no Google Plus friends.
They forced us.
Yo. My bad, I'm all off. Like, I'm caught off by all the stuff that they killed.
Google has a track record. I think Microsoft, they need to keep on keeping on. And like y'all said, it's kind of weird that they're looking at more acquisitions. But if they have the money and they know and they can make it up and they let the studios be, I think we need to vote with our wallets, but also be cautious, because the oligarchy of you having a lot of stuff may not work out eventually. Right now, Microsoft is killing it with Game Pass, and they're in people's good books, but I don't want it to turn into something negative, Like if you get bought by EA.
I'm still mad they bought Double Helix. Amazon made them make phone games, and then like the best devs in the company, I guess they left the company and split up and went everywhere else. So that's kind of an example of how that can go. That can go left. So it can be a good thing that these companies are getting funding from getting bought out, but it could go the other way too. So
with Double Helix being in Amazon, I wonder if that's the death blow for Killer Instinct. I'm not a fighter fan. I'm not gonna sit here to claim to be someone who is revving for Killer Instinct to come back. But I know there's a lot of people playing Killer Instinct and like really want the best for that franchise, right? Because back when we was younger, the Killer Instinct on NES, bro, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Far.
Straight fire, right? And
well, wouldn't they just get Iron Galaxy to do a sequel if they did? Because they were the ones that took it over.
Didn't Iron Galaxy just get bought up? I could be tripping. I could have sworn Iron Galaxy got bought up too. I could be tripping.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I might have heard something like that too.
I may be tripping. I'm about to use Google. Thanks, Google.
You killing everything else, Google.
Keep the
But you
search.
got-
Oh, maybe not.
Right?
Don't let YouTube do you like that.
Okay,
it's still
no, they're
good.
still indie. Okay. They're still independent. Awesome.
Maybe they
The
might
great
get
thing-
purchased by Microsoft.
Maybe. Great thing
That's-
about a studio like Microsoft, from what we've seen, is they're letting the studios, do their own thing. They didn't take, and this will still be the biggest mystery to me. They took a single player studio like BioWare and made them do a multiplayer game like Anthem, and took a multiplayer studio, I can't remember, the Titanfall devs, and made them do
Respawn.
and made them do this a single player game. It's like,
Well, they.
Okay,
I mean, I
whatever.
haven't
Okay.
played Fallen Order, but from people who play Fallen Order, say it's fire. Fallen Order may be the
It's real
Souls
good.
game that I play if we reach our goal, which I forgot to put inside the description. If you guys did not
Yes.
know, I'm gonna put it in the description box right now. We are doing a fundraiser for Extra Life.
Extra Life.
So if you guys, even if you could donate $1, right? Let's go inside the description right now as Hugger leads us to the next topic, right? So if you guys want to donate $1, $2, it's all going to Extra Life. It's all going to a children's hospital. We really appreciate it. If we hit our goal for $1,000, I guess I got to play a Souls game and get my cheeks clapped for 2
No
hours
pause.
because I'm
pause.
trash, and I'll say that. And Hugger has to stream 2 horror games.
2 horror games.
So yeah, that's a thing. So as
And we have a team, a level 1 team, but we all have our individual pages because that's what Extra Life makes you do. So it doesn't matter if you donate to my page, donate to Baron, who's the team leader, or the team captain, donate to Fame's page. It all goes to the same place. It just goes to different hospitals. Like mine goes to the Stollery because that's my children's hospital here. Texas would go to St. Jude's, and I don't know where Barron's is going, but it all goes to the Children's Hospital. We keep none of it, even if we don't raise $1,000. But we are already at 305, I think, last time I checked.
yes,
So thank you guys.
and I'm
Thank
about to
you,
drop
Kent.
that in there
Thank
for you guys now.
Trevor. You guys are awesome. We will. Baron just dropped the link too, but we're super excited to do this. We will be doing the live stream. I think it's November 6th is when they do the 24-hour live stream. So we will be doing sometime in November. We'll do it like a tag team stream where we trade off. But thank you guys for your support so far. It was just on a whim. I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. But it's been awesome so far. And I can't wait till November where maybe if we get past $1,000, we're adding Kevin has to play something, and Demi has to play something, and Dallas has to play something.
I'm all the way down for it. And I
So
know
let's
he's
get
not
the
watching, but I
$1,000.
want to mention him, Lucas. We appreciate you. For
Yo,
real, for real.
yeah. So
Thank
far,
you.
the biggest donation, $100 from Lucas.
He came
That's
through
that's
strong,
fire.
man, for real.
That's fire.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have to do that. No pressure, but let's help the kids out, man. Let's help the kids out.
If you
So,
want to.
I guess I didn't get my suggestions. One of them was because I think
I was
for
about to say, are you gonna tell
for
us
Game
your
Pass,
stuff?
I think the
Because
Telltale formula is perfect. I actually wrote an article about this a year and a half ago about how the Telltale formula is perfect for Game Pass. Right? You got those games,
Baron, can you find that article? and
you
link it?
have those chapters coming out every so often. It'll keep people subscribed to Game Pass. You know? What I do?
Barry said, and keep Fang cheeks out the streets.
I don't
But-
know if there's anything we could do that would stop
Get
that.
your-
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know what studio I think would be super dope for Microsoft? and it was rumored that they were looking to buy them, and they just released a game today. IO Interactive.
Yes. With the Hitman formula,
Yes.
the episodic, yeah.
Yes, I think that would fit the Microsoft, because IO isn't a huge studio. I mean, they're not like extremely big. They're still pretty small with lots of room to grow. Which, from what we're hearing, that's what Microsoft really wanted in the studio, right? So I think that would be a perfect fit for Microsoft. And then if they can, go ahead and just buy Sony.
Never gonna happen.
I want Sid Dallas to get pissed off. I wish you would. But no, man, I think IO.
We need them to be separate
Baron.
at all times.
Baron just linked the article, the Telltale Games article that Fame wrote last year. Give it a read and tell us what you think. Who was it earlier said that Square would be a good purchase to get a lot more Japanese games?
Square. I think might have been Trevor. But if anyone's buying Square, it's Sony.
Oh yeah.
If Square decides they selling, it's Sony. And I'm sorry, I don't see any. And I know Roman brought up Sega earlier. I just don't see Microsoft being able to pick up a well-known Japanese studio. Right? They have Tangent. Is it Tangent? Now, which is that's a Japanese studio which came a part of the ZeniMax deal. I just don't see very many Japanese companies doing that off the rip.
I think Sega would be perfect for them though.
But also think that maybe Microsoft and Big Daddy Phil Spencer with his swole arms looking all buff in every video, but has a crappy camera quality when they do the live shows. His camera quality on the last show was awful. Maybe they have respect for the Japanese studios, and until they're in a better place, don't want to buy them right now. Maybe they're like, we'll buy you, or maybe we'll put in a bid or something, but we'll buy you eventually. We also don't know what buying a Japanese studio is like, because if there was a bid for Vivendi to buy Ubisoft, you have to go through the Canadian government, and the Canadian government said no. So I don't know what kind of, like, if you're owned by a specific government intervention, like CD Projekt Red has the Polish government backing it. I don't know if you can just go in and be like, I want to buy you.
I was just thinking about stuff like there was like this thing on, I think I saw it on Twitter where like there were these pictures coming out of like Phil Spencer and like other Microsoft execs, and they were at Sega and they were like real chummy. Like, do y'all remember that? This was like 3 years ago.
Yep, I remember that.
All the Yakuza started coming out.
And everybody was like, what is that about? And then, all those crazy Japanese Sega games started coming out. All the Yakuza games, like games that have never been on Xbox.
We also got Final Fantasy at that time, too. They were like, hey, it's coming to Xbox.
I know a lot of y'all don't care about it, but
Game Pass if you guys want to play it before the end of the month.
I know a lot of y'all don't care about it, but I really wanted to play it back in the gap and never got to play it. So can we get Blue Dragon on Game Pass or not?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. That game is always like $5 on the Xbox store for backwards compatibility, like all the time, bro.
I want to say I got that free. Like
it might have been a Games with Gold game too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, see, I don't have an Xbox though. I'm stuck on whatever's on Xbox. I'm in Game Pass for PC.
Man,
okay.
But don't forget, Dallas, with Game Pass, if you go to buy games, you get 20% off.
Now, see, we need to give Dallas.
They paid you for this thing.
Let's keep it a buck. Dallas a PC and PlayStation gamer, right? He doesn't have a need for an Xbox, but we need to get Dallas like a Xbox One S, something that's like dirt cheap that won't cost money in his pocket. He can play games like a Blue Dragon like that on, because there's no need for him to go buy like a Series X or One X, because he got his PC.
I do have like a list, like a wish list of Xbox games that I mean to get back to and play that I missed like the whole time. I just haven't had a reason to buy a freaking Xbox. And then here comes the pandemic, and now I'm broken paying bills. So yeah. Nah, but for real, Mr. Doja said I got a 360 for him. Hey,
no, that ain't gonna work, player.
I take it. I'm with that though. Real talk. Like, at least I can play Gears on it.
Bro, like the fact that we haven't got a Gears collection on PC, Microsoft dropping the bag. like you know how when the Master Chief Collection dropped on Steam and like it was like the top of the sales like forever. Like if they drop Gears 2 and 3 on PC, like it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. Did we lose Hugger? I look up now. She just gone.
Yeah, she took off.
She took off. Somebody busting her house. Hope she got the Glickstendo.
I think anybody can find good if anybody can find good Japanese studios for Xbox though, it's Phil. Like he spent so much time looking for like all these other studios, he lost his own neck. So if he's that dedicated to it, then I absolutely believe he'll find something good.
So we gonna act like Hugger didn't leave just to go comb her hair. We gonna just act like that just didn't happen.
I went to pee. I had to pee. Because either I leave right now or I pee myself.
I could have sworn you had a different hairstyle before. We're gonna have to rewind the podcast, come back and see.
Like, maybe there was a weird like loop shit going on back here that I took care of. But
okay.
All you need is like a couple beads. For some reason, your hairstyle remind me of Jack from Final Fantasy X.
I'm trying to get my Fang from Final Fantasy 13 hair going, or Nyx from the Kingsguard movie. Kingsglaive.
Hey, Kingsglaive was fire. A lot of people like to roast Square for like all that extra marketing they did and leaving the story in other
I roasted for that.
A lot of people roasted for that, but we can't say that they weren't good.
The only bad Final Fantasy movie was that Spirits Within, the first one. That was awful.
We don't speak to that.
There was more than one.
Advent Children.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children was
fire.
So good. If you haven't watched Advent Children, you can pick it up on Amazon or rent it for like $4. Go pick it up. It's so good.
So, as we transition, let's talk about something that died. PUBG. Not PUBG per se, but apparently PUBG Corporation. I think it's stupid that the developers for PUBG is PUBG Corporation. I think that's stupid. Like, rename yourself, right? But PUBG Corp is making a new game that's supposed to be PUBG related. Now, I ain't no expert. 2 games.
PUBG 2. Okay.
2.
Oh, 2 games.
I ain't no expert. But I think PUBG got some stench around it. And I'm thinking if you're going to go out and make a game, don't make it PUBG related. Because number one, the Battle Royale game has been taken over. You had your spot, you had your opportunity, and you let it go.
What was the studio's name before they were the PUBG Corp? Wasn't it like Blue
Hole?
Blue something?
Blue Hole.
Blue Hole.
I hate that.
I
hate that. Why did
Glory.
Prime. Why did you say that? But it's true. Yeah, it was Blue Hole before it was PUBG Corp. And then was it Tencent? It became the PUBG Corp.
I just think, and I'm going to get your thoughts about this as well. I just think PUBG has stench on it. I just think as a studio,
I'm sorry. I just saw Trevor say technically that game that's supposed to be the spiritual success of the Dead Space game is in the PUBG universe. Is that true?
Yeah, the
what?
horror game. So they're working on that already, and then they're supposedly working on
there's another game,
mobile game.
Yes.
And then another new PC console game. Which the mobile game, I think they came out and said is going to be a battle royale. The other one, I don't think they've given any details on.
Do you think a studio that is built entirely on battle royales can move away from that and be successful? Like, even if the game is good, people would be like, PUBG, I want battle royale.
The Callisto Protocol. Is it Callisto? Yeah. The Callisto Protocol. Callisto?
Like that,
okay.
Yeah.
That's the one where the guy was in the jail cell, and it scared the crap out of me when we were watching that.
Let me pull that up on the screen so people can see it.
That game terrified me, but then Dallas was like, look at the back of his neck. That's like the Dead Space thing. And I was like, oh, are we getting Dead Space 4 finally?
I mean, they hired actual Dead Space devs, so it should be all right.
We'll get this up for y'all on screen. Okay. Y'all keep going.
I think that's fascinating. I think if that is any sort of proof of concept for what a separate game set in the PUBG universe would look like, I'm with it. Like, I'm here. As long as it's not also a battle royale, we end up with damn Darwin Project too.
Oh man.
I don't
That's
even know how you
uh,
would connect those two games. One's in space and one is like military. Like I
I
don't
was about
even.
to ask.
Space Force,
Uh,
bro. Military
Because it's a
space.
battle
Bam.
royale about
you guys are
inmates
guardians.
fighting like it's a battle royale about inmates fighting unknown forces and the elements.
Isn't that Call of Duty? Go to the
That's
gulag.
most video games. It's video
That's
game
true.
number 5.
I was
Shoot
about
the
to
bad
ask.
thing.
Citizen, our good old Snips, man with the clamps. As somebody who plays a game with no story aside from the comics and whatever they put out, is this kind of like the people that are playing PUBG? Is this how you felt when they announced the Overwatch 2 was story based and nothing else?
Oh, well, I mean that's not entirely correct. There are multiplayer.
Yeah.
There's like a new game mode and things coming for Overwatch 2, so we'll change the multiplayer aspect.
Mhm.
But the fact that it's primarily focused on single player experience and campaign. Here's my thing. But I always thought of PUBG as Fortnite for grown-ups. I never really got into it that much, but it has that more mature level to it than it did than its more cartoony counterpart.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I've watched some of the pro play for it. You know, I've being a fan of esports, I've checked it out. I think it can be pretty interesting. But it's for me at this point, they need some kind of differentiation. Like, just unless you're planning to somehow reinvent how BRs exist in our present world, I don't know what you're going to do to really make yourself re-experience the success you had when PUBG blew up. Like, you're really pushing it right now. I think that that Callisto Protocol game is probably their closest bet right now, because that does seem really interesting. The whole survival horror genre definitely has its market, and if they can somehow merge that with the popularity explosion they had from PUBG, that could be pretty major. But it remains to be seen. Like, you gotta do it. So I think right now they need. It's cool that they're mentioning they're working on other stuff. I think it's good. The fact that one's a mobile game seems like that kind of desperation cash grab to me.
Yep.
Because mobile games are all about microtransactions. That's what makes them successful, and some of them do a pretty dang good job of it. So if that's their,
I hear
strategy,
COD Mobile is successful from what I hear.
so if there's a lot of successful mobile games, so if that's their strategy for making enough money to continue pursuing their other projects, go for it, man. Do what you got to do. Make your money.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in that Callisto Protocol and what this other new PC console game is that you haven't really given any details about. Those are what's going to make or break you. So I hope whatever you're putting those funds towards, I hope you're doing it right. So that's all I can say, because it's basically the future of your company depends on it. And they might be one. They might be one developer that can reach out to Microsoft or Google or Amazon and say, hey, buy us. We're willing to sell.
I don't
Buy
think
us. That way
Tencent will allow that.
we get a safety net, and we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, they've got Tencent to worry about there. So
I think my big thing is just hearing PUBG related. It's almost like if I'm hearing 343's making a new game, I don't want to hear that it's Halo related. Like, no. I don't want it to be nothing nowhere near Halo. Like, give me something brand new. I don't care about the universe of PUBG.
And that's one thing I'm curious about. Like, somebody in chat, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't know anything about PUBG as far as like if there's any lore or anything related to the universe. Like, what does that even mean? Like, to put a game in the PUBG universe, like, what is your universe? As far as I know, it's just a map that you drop people on and they fight each other until there's one person left. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
What
like
is your
game
universe
version of,
entail? Like, I'm very confused.
You're gonna shoehorn lore.
It's the most dangerous game, but only like as a game.
See, like, I can agree with Dallas. Me and him are lore hounds. Like, I know y'all probably like shut up about Anthem. Anthem has so much lore. And
does it now?
It really does. And it's if you read, like, sit down and read a lot of it, there's some hints to Mass Effect in there that kind of just like, oh, okay.
That is one thing I'll say for any game, and this is not just directed at Anthem. When it comes to lore, I don't want to read it. I don't want to sit there and read paragraph after paragraph of stuff in your video game. If you want to give me lore, let me experience it. Make it a part of the story. Make it a part of my campaign mission.
It
Do
is a part of the
something
story.
where it's not just me opening some obscure thing in a sub menu and reading 8 paragraphs to be like, oh, I learned a thing about
See,
this
I would
character.
rather
Like,
they do that than I have to go like Final Fantasy and buy the DLC to find out what happened to Pronto or watch a anime or watch a movie. It's all in the
honestly,
game.
I'd rather do
and I
that.
can read it if I want.
I would rather do that. I
Exactly.
disagree with you there.
Like
I
don't
know. Like that's
well,
not what I want to
if you
do in a
don't-
video game is read pages of
but
text.
I also don't want to go to outside
with you on it,
sources
though.
to
I
find
don't-
my stuff.
That's fair.
Like
I
I,
get
want my
it.
game to
Both
be
things are valid.
it can be wrapped
I
up
don't-
neatly.
I get both
I
sides
think
of the
both things are
spectrum.
valid. Like those outside sources sometimes are fun. Like I don't want to have to get the whole story from there. I want anything outside the game to be purely supplemental.
Well, especially
but
Final Fantasy 15, they reference what happens in the anime so much that you're like, I don't understand what's going on unless you've watched it. Because the anime documents the early childhood of all of them. It's like I don't understand what's happening unless you've watched that. Even they reference
not
Kingsglaive,
purely-
and it's like,
it's not purely like I won't get it. Like there are clues there. There's context
Yeah.
clues, and you pick it up. But I do understand what you're saying though, because it would be a lot better had they said, had they just come out and said, "Hey, look, this is what happened. Let me show you a little glimpse of it," and then expanded on it in the expanded media.
like I don't mind if it takes. You can, if you want. Like I have Anthem comic books and stuff. If you want, you can go and search for it. But without it, you're missing a chunk. Like the end of Final Fantasy 15, which it's leaving Game Pass soon. You guys go play it. If you don't play the DLCs like the Arden DLC, the Pronto, the Ignis, the Gladiolus, you don't play the DLCs. There's a whole section at the end of the game that you don't understand what's happening because they come back after that, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?"
They were meant to be. It was meant to be a part of the game. It's like they
Yeah.
gutted the game just to have DLC on the side.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get to the last topic, I want to say this really quick. If you haven't, I have it on the screen right now. Go to Ninja Theory's YouTube channel and look at the Dreadnought series. Like that game they're making with the one, it's like supposed to be all shot in like an apartment. It's supposed to be like a psychological horror top game. Like when they show you the comparison between the actual apartment and the in engine, you can't tell the difference. And then sometimes the in engine looks better than real life. Looks ridiculous. How, Sway? How? Last topic.
Life is weird.
And I'm gonna start with our guest today, Roman. So we all know that Marvel is killing the game when it comes to the MCU, and the Justice League kind of fell. It was subpar to say the least. But everyone's hype and excited about the Snyder cut. Do you have any expectations about whether the Snyder cut, the 4-hour long Snyder cut, would change your mind on what the Justice League movie was?
This is kind of tough for me because I thought they were gonna do a movie, and then when I heard that they were gonna like make it super long and then cut it up into little episodes, I was just like, I didn't get where they were going with it. Like I guess maybe there's more money in doing it episodic like that, but I don't know. This might not be the topic to ask me about. I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm not sure what to expect from this. Like
Yeah, Demi.
I think people end up liking it though.
4 hours. Now,
Kill me.
if it was, and this is what we kind of get back to the whole Marvel versus DC thing, right? You tell me Endgame was gonna be 4 hours, no issue. When you heard it was 3 hours, it was like, we don't care. Let that Joker ride.
Yeah.
Let it ride forever.
You're ending a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
4 hours.
Dallas,
Wow.
Snyder cut 4 hours. Is it worth your time? Do you think it's gonna be worth it to change your mind on what? Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like.
So
I like BVS. I didn't like Justice League.
my first thought is, who you think you are, James Cameron? Like that's my immediate
Not
thought.
wrong.
But dang, too Titanic, son. Nah,
It's
but
true. Oh my god, you're right.
at the same time, just me out of pure curiosity, if for no other reason, out of pure curiosity, I'm going to sit and watch every second and dissect every second just because that's what I have to do. I don't feel like I can do anything else. But I feel like most of us are gonna sit through it because of the hype that's been built around it. I think we what probably actually happened was the whole hype around the Snyder cut, the whole hashtag was probably just him trying to gain some leverage to be able to go back and finish the movie he wanted to finish. It I clearly was unfinished when it was in his pocket. There was no real actual Snyder cut. Not in the way that we think it was. Like there was a movie done, and then they changed the movie. No, there was pieces of a movie that he was in the process of putting together. And I think what just happened was they let him finish doing that. Um, like he had half a movie, Josh finished it for him, and now we get to see closer to what his vision was. If it gets to be what I think it is, like, oh well, we're gonna take this Joker from over here, and then like we're gonna put him in it, and then we're gonna take this little piece of thing from over here, and then we're gonna try to mash up everything from the DCEU as if it's as cohesive a continuity as the MCU is, and hopefully we can make something comparable, and then I'll be the savior of DC and everybody will love me. That's what I think that the Snyder Cut really is supposed to be. Um, so whether or not I think it'll be worth it remains to be seen, but I'm definitely very, very freaking curious.
Did they actually say there was gonna be more Joker scenes, like the Jared Leto Joker, like that Joker?
I
Yep.
hope not.
Well, at least I hear. That's a rumor. Don't let me,
I don't know, mate. I'm that guy who was like, I think that Joker was just in a bad movie. I think that if he was given better writing, I think Jared Leto could have pulled it off. But like
Did
a
you
lot
not
of people
look at
would
the
disagree with
tattoos
me
on
on
his
that.
face?
I'm low key with you. I don't
Yeah,
think they gave
that
him
was
enough
kind
room
of
to
silly
breathe.
with the damage on his forehead. That was
Like,
kind
that's
of.
just
They could have
trashy,
given him the
man.
best writing ever. I just don't like Jared Leto. I think he's freaking creepy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking
not a
forward to
big fan of Jared Leto as
Morbius.
a person either.
I bet he gonna kill
Absolutely.
Morbius. I bet he gonna kill it in Morbius. I guarantee.
He's a great
it.
actor, just a creepy human being.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
I can co-sign.
Some There's some underage allegations against him. So,
Oh,
I haven't heard about that.
I ain't heard about that either.
I'm
That's
like,
out of my wheelhouse.
Well, I don't-
Oh, allegedly.
well, because he's in a band, 30 Seconds from Mars, and we're not getting into it right now, but yeah, he's creepy.
Look, Snips, Hugger. Any expectations on this 4 hour long Snyder cut? They're like,
Snips go
nah.
first.
I haven't seen a DC based movie I like since the Christian Bale Batman movies.
You didn't like the original Wonder Woman movie?
I did. Nah. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was awful, but it like
The first Wonder Woman wasn't
okay,
bad.
it's all right.
First one
It was okay.
far.
I just feel like DC, as far as movies go, has not held a candle to the Marvel universe at all. But from what I like, their TV shows are apparently pretty good. I'm like, that's cool. Maybe just stick to TV.
Oh, they
'cause
TV
y'all
shows
keep
are
making
bad.
these terrible movies.
DC
And
TV
I'm-
shows are fire.
I'll watch
Everything
it.
except CW.
I'll watch it eventually when it comes to
I was gonna
Netflix
say, that's not
or
what I heard about
Amazon
that
Prime or something like that. I'll watch it, and hopefully it can change my mind. But as far as I'm concerned, my current opinion on DC superhero movies is they're garbage.
Hey,
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, I
Was Arrow fire?
Arrow was
It
fire.
started out being
Eh.
fire.
It started out good. I don't know how it ended.
It got
Yeah,
weird.
and it's
Like,
kinda
okay,
like,
have you seen Black Lightning?
Who they know?
Well, there's a formula I think with the whole CW shows. It'll start off being fire. It'll start off being very maybe not too serious. It'll have like the right mix of vibes, right? And then they'll start adding more people, adding more costumes, and eventually it'll get campy and soapy, and it can either turn to an endearing type of corny like Power Rangers, or it could turn to like Jerry Springer with a straight face.
The best DC show is Titans. Titans
Yeah.
is fire, bro. Titans is
I think-
fire.
The thing that bothers me the most, and maybe it's not fair to compare it to Marvel, but that's like their direct competition for years, comic books, everything, is We got the Iron Man movies. We got Captain America, Thor. We're getting the TV shows to flesh it out. We had 10 years before we sat down for 3 hours to watch some of our favorite superheroes perish, come back, and win the day. DC has done nothing, even with the Batman movies, the Superman movies, and Wonder Woman, has done nothing to deserve my 4 hours, in my opinion. The only movies I'll sit down and watch for 4 hours, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I'll sit down and watch those all day. But they haven't done anything to prove that they deserve my 4 hours of time.
You wasn't feeling that Joker movie?
See, I like Suicide Squad. I don't like Jared Leto's
Suicide
Joker.
Squad
No,
was
no, the Joker movie by itself. Like
I don't care. I liked it.
the Joker movie was legit with what's his name with the cleft lip? Dang, what's his name?
Can't call his name.
You talking about Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix.
That Joker movie was good, yeah. But I like Suicide Squad. I'm gotten to the point where I critique games every single day. I just want to sit down and watch a movie and be entertained. That's all I want. So I liked it, but at the same time, I don't know if I can sit for 4 hours and watch Snyder Cut, because it's just gonna bring back Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four, not the Jessica Alba ones, the recent ones, to my mind, and I just can't.
It's supposed to be split up into 4 episodes, right? 4 1-hour episodes.
True, but most people are gonna sit there and just binge it. They're gonna wait for it to all come out. Because like, why am I gonna wait for an episode of this when I could just watch it all the time? Demi, who is not here, says Supergirl is mid, Black Lightning was dope, but extra low budget. CW Superman was mid, Flash is holding strong, and Arrow gets towards the end. I agree with that.
Speaking
A
of,
lot of them, they
That
drag
makes
on
sense.
too long. That happens with a lot of TV shows, though. They experience success and they're so eager to keep that success going that they like. I'm sure most of them had a planned ending for the show, and they're like, "This will be a great ending." But then the producers and the people behind it are like, scrap that. We need 3 more seasons out of you because you're making money right now," and that just ruins everything.
Or you get to like the Batwoman thing where Ruby Rose left at the end of season 1, and season 2 they recast to a new character with the same suit, and people are not having it.
Yeah.
I mean, the show was mid to start with. The writing was kind of awful,
big me.
and the writing has continued to be awful. Oh my god.
Well, speaking of things coming to an end, y'all know the vibes. At the end of the show, I'd like to give suggestions for the week, whether it be a game, movie, anime. We're gonna start with, I guess, Roman. Roman, if you had to suggest something for the people to play and or watch for this week, what would it be?
I just jumped into Quantum Break for the first time. Like, I heard a lot about it, and like I've owned it for a while, and I'm like, man, it's 100 gigs. Like, I don't really want to. I finally
That's because of
downloaded
the dang shows that be in there.
and I was like, you know what, this game's okay. It's okay. Like, it's not like it's I'm enjoying it. So that's mine for
Okay.
now.
Yo, Quantum Break got a lot of flack. It ain't the greatest game in the world, but I think a lot of people didn't give it a chance. And I'm not gonna lie, I skipped the whole movie show aspect of it. Like, I skipped it. I didn't care. I just want to play games, bro. I don't take me out of my game with some show, bro. That was trash. Like, that was garbage. Big garbage. Dallas, what are you suggesting for the week, my guy?
Man, let me see. Okay, so gaming wise, I kind of been, for the little bit of time I've been able to game. I've been on PC. I haven't touched my PlayStation in a little bit, and
Can't walk no more.
I kind of feel a way that nobody told me that Warframe was so dope on PC. Like, I used to play it on I played it. I'm saying I used to play it on PlayStation. I'm never going back at this point. Especially since I can use my controller. I don't have to worry about mouse and keyboard. It's just, oh my god, like the load times alone, it's almost instant. I can hop into a game. It's so, oh my god, you don't even know. Like, I know I'm just like, look, let me tell y'all something. On the side of that, I just actually watched a super dope movie. And everybody here better watch it. I know y'all probably heard of it, and I low key feel like Fame is gonna be his suggestion. Cause and if it wasn't, if you watched it, it would be your suggestion. But Anthony Mackie is in another Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Like, man, Anthony Mackie is in another Netflix movie.
Fire!
Outside the Wire. This man is an
Yeah.
android, right?
Fire!
That's all I want to tell you. He's an android that does the fool. Like, oh my god, you don't even know. Okay, so that's as much as I can tell you without giving anything away. Like, you have to just discover everything on your own. All you need to know is Anthony Mackie is an android, and he is the commanding officer of some kid that does something crazy or does something, I guess insensitive is what you would say.
Yeah, I would call it that.
It costs a couple lives, and then he has to learn his lesson. And
Yo, give Anthony Mackie his roses, bro. Give Anthony Mackie his roses, bro. Like, he's so underappreciated as an actor.
Hey, I felt like, man, Disney must not care. Like, okay, so technically, right, he's still under Disney's thumb, right? He's still getting their paychecks. Yeah. They got Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming. It makes you wonder, when you watch this, you're gonna wonder, he can't be doing his own stunts. Like, CGI in this, you could tell what CGI was not, kind of just because you know some of that stuff can't be practical, and it makes you think, like, how did some Hollywood movies come out looking like they look? Because the CGI here is impeccable. Like, I have to give it to Netflix on this one. Y'all got to check out Outside the Wire. And that's my last suggestion for this week.
Snips, what you got this week, family?
Trying to think if there's anything new I have for y'all. I don't think I mentioned this last week. Dr. Stone is back.
I didn't know it was back.
The Stone Wars has begun.
I'm on it.
So if y'all were a fan of the first season, which is really good, go check that out. More 10 billion% in everything. There's a 10 billion% chance you're going to like season 2 if you like season 1. So y'all should check that out for sure. Let's see. Aside from that, man, I'm kind of light, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I spent last week not doing a whole lot of anything new. Been watching stuff I've been watching, been playing games I've been playing, trying to beat them, trying to grind some Valorant so I don't suck anymore. Making baby steps. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. I'm now at the point where I get a good clip like once every 2 hours. I get a clip I'm proud of, and I'll flaunt in front of people. But I'm working on it, man. That's about it. So I'm sorry I let y'all down. I'm gonna do my work this coming week, and I'm gonna try and have one of each for y'all next week for movie, anime, and a game. So I'll make it up to y'all next Wednesday.
Thugger, what you got, love?
Mm-hmm. Well, to keep on my horror movie suggestions, which I did last week, I'm going to recommend As Above, So Below. If you like the Divine Comedy or what is it, Dante's Inferno, it's pretty much what it is. Crawling through the Paris catacombs, going through the 7 layers of hell. It's really good. It's probably one of the best horror movies, psychological horror movies I've watched, because it has a few jump scares, but it's more like plays with your mind. But if you can't handle that, it's not, I think, is it episodic or is it a movie? I can't remember. But Blackpink's Light Up the World or Light Up Us, whatever. It's a Netflix documentary about the K-pop group Blackpink. Goes through all their struggles from dieting, losing weight, to dancing for 8 hours a day. I love Blackpink. For games, indie games, you guys know I like to suggest indie and a big title. For indies, I said it last week, Siberia. Siberia titles, there's 1, 2, and 3. They're point and click mystery games. The first one is okay. Second one's pretty freaking good, and the third one kind of like wraps up the story nicely. For big titles, because it is a certain Wednesday of a certain month in a certain 2020, and certain things happen today, I'm going to recommend Saints Row 4, the presidential edition.
You play too much.
I love Saints Row. Saints Row 4 is not my favorite, but the fact that you get kidnapped by an alien and you have to fight your way through an alien ship in the beginning butt naked is one of my favorite things, and I just go play some Saints Row so we can get more eventually. But yeah, Saints Row Presidential Edition. You can find it on Steam. It used to be on Game Pass, but it came off 2 months ago, so it's hella cheap.
Yo, I had 2 suggestions. None of them were game related because I haven't been able to game in like a week due to.
Don't play no games though.
Yeah, no, it's called having a honeydew list. So this honeydew list considered a honey go paint. So that was on my honeydew list. But I do got I had two suggestions. Dallas got one. You did. I saw the wire because it was fire. But my other one, if you are looking for something that's like an anime but not an anime because it's live action, the Uncanny Counter is pure flames. If you have not watched it, go onto Netflix and search up the Uncanny Counter. I promise you, you will not regret it. You'll be hooked on it. I believe it's like 14 or 15 episodes. They're like an hour long. And if you're really into that Shonen Jump style anime and you into some character building, like some really dope story, the Uncanny Counter is there for you. It's legit. It's fire.
And Demi suggestions, because he's in the chat if you guys haven't been paying attention. His game is Telling Lies.
Trash!
His anime is Zero, RE0, ReZero.
Telling Lies is
the
trash.
Belko Experiment. Telling
Yeah, I
Lies.
said
Is that-
RE0 last week.
Experiment,
Tell
fire.
Demi to step his game up.
Hugger, remember that game I got a refund on like within like 15 minutes on my
that was
stream?
that game?
Yes, bro.
Because that had Tom Hardy in it too. That's why
I
was like,
refunded that
I feel
game
like I-
midstream.
because you're just sitting there watching other people's videos. Really.
And I love FMVs. That's not an FMV. That game is garbage.
You know what? Let's put an extra goal. If we get over $1,000, Fame has to play some FMVs that I'll find. Some
Okay.
90s FMVs, like The Ripper or
90s.
something.
Oh,
As,
yeah.
as long as it ain't telling lies,
Fame's
we
gonna play
good.
Night Trap, y'all.
I'll find you some. I don't know how we're going to stream them because some of them are kind of I'll find non-graphic ones, but thank you guys for donating to our Extra Life. We're already at $305 last time I checked. Links will be in the description for that. Thank you so much. It's all going to the kids. We love you guys.
Yo, tonight was dope. I will say, our man, I almost called you by the name you don't want us to call you. Almost. We definitely want to get you back. I think we got an extra layer to crack up and really get you going on this podcast, man. But I'm gonna say right now, we appreciate you coming through. We appreciate you just rocking with us, being in the chat. With whatever name you decide to come into the chat with, we appreciate you, man, for coming through. Hey, normally I would like shout out like your social media and stuff, but I don't think we have it on here.
I'm not really a social media person. Like
Not
that.
a social
I don't
media
really
person.
Plug.
So listen, if y'all trying to vibe out with the homie Roman, just check him in the comment section. He'll be he'll be there cutting up. Yo, all of my people's handle is on the screen. Please, if you got $1, you got $2, in the description is our link to our Extra Life fundraiser. If we can hit $1,000 pretty soon, that would be awesome. I will be, like I said, getting my cheeks clapped in some Souls game. And I'm not looking forward to that, but it's for the kids, and I am with it. I want to thank you guys.
Think I'm ready for 2 horror games? Are you kidding me?
No, you're not. Don't forget, tomorrow, Take Two Podcast. It is happening. Friday, Peep Game Podcast. Or is it Saturday? Because Dallas and Barry be on CP time, bro. Last week was on Saturday.
Oh yeah, you know what happened. But yeah, it's this Friday. As long as Lord willing.
That's what's up.
It's definitely Friday.
So Take Two tomorrow, Peep Game on Friday. And with that being said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 139. This was the Double XP Podcast. Once again, Take Two Podcast is tomorrow. Peep Game is Friday. Get all your gaming news from LV1Gamer.com. If you want to get your foot in the door in the gaming industry, please contact myself or Hugger in our DMs or hit us up on the contact us page at LV1Gamer.com. Let us know, hey, man, I want to get my foot in the door in this gaming industry thing. We got a platform for you guys. Come stand on it. 2 feet in the door. We building a platform for you guys. Come stand on it. We got y'all. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
감사합니다.
Onions.